Hello, YouTube family and friends. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers almost. I'm going to try to turn and get a little more sun in this picture. I don't have my earplugs out here at the pool, but I'm also cooking some chicken and hamburgers for the week, so I thought I'd try to make a video on my phone, obviously, and see if it works. I hope the wind is not too strong, but at least I'll have a timer up there so I know when it's time to turn over the chicken. I'm making some lemon pepper naked grilled chicken. Should take about 20 minutes, but I'm doing kind of indirect heat on this 5-burner gas stove we have out here. It looks like something's on the screen. I keep thinking it's on my chin. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for all the new subscribers this past week, or maybe it's been 2 weeks. Ever since I left for Branson, thank you if you have subscribed or found out about my channel. If you're just finding it now, I would love to have you as a subscriber. I talk about healthy aging, I guess would be the best way to describe it, basically through using the carnivore or a low-carb, healthy fat diet. I have got some exciting news today. We're kind of going to take a different twist than usual because for my birthday, oh, I see smoke coming out of the grill. Maybe that's a good thing. It's right in front of me, if you're wondering. I've got my back to the pool in one of these high bar chairs that they got out here by the granite countertop and the big old grill. But my birthday was the end of April, so I bought myself a gift. It was called the Keto Made Simple Masterclass, taught by none other than the legend, Dr. Eric Westman, who is a clinical scientific researcher at Duke University and is in the medical clinic. He's an MD. He sees patients. He's done this protocol on about 8,000 of his clients over the last 20 years and has narrowed it down to the simplest way to do keto. Well, here's some wind, so let me walk around the back and check on the chicken. Maybe there'll be less wind by the stove. Oh, there's a little glare. But that was a fairly expensive program at $147, but it's a lifetime worth of learning, so I'm not going to worry about that. I think the investment was probably well worth it. Yeah, the wind seems to be a little bit less severe back here, but I'll go. They've been on about 4 minutes, so I'll go on and turn them over. Oh, no, they're not doing too much. May need to turn another burner on. I turned 3 of them off and put all the chicken in the middle. I guess it's cooking, it's just not blackening. But some of the stuff I've learned from Dr. Westman has been kind of eye-opening because I thought I had a pretty good knowledge of what a low-carb, healthy fat diet was. But I was actually calling it a low-carb, high-fat diet because that's what you might be hearing the chicken sizzle a little as I turn it over, which is a good thing. I think the way I'm doing it, it may take a little longer than 20 minutes, even though this is set at, or coming up to 250 on the thermometer. So I'll go back to where the pool is in. Maybe I can just turn around here and you can, oh no, that's totally dark there. But how about over here? Maybe there's a little less wind. Dr. Westman has a little bit different philosophy than Verda, which has a little bit different philosophy than Dr. Mabry. But I pretty much found that any doctor, any program you're on has a different philosophy than everybody else. It's kind of like churches. That's why they are so many, because everybody believes a little bit differently. But I go with Dr. Westman for 2 reasons. Number one, he's in the lab. He's in the clinic. He's in the clinic at least 4 times a day, and I think the lab 5 times. Not 4 times a day, 4 days a week. And the clinic, I think 5 days a week. And he's also started a couple of companies to help others. And I'm going to really recommend, if you don't already, follow Adapt Your Life on Facebook. And you can even go to the Adapt Your Life Academy website, which are both run by Dr. Westman. And then if you like what I'm having to say, you can watch anything, any interview he's done, any Adapt Your Life YouTube video. He is in high demand and people all over the country are interviewing him, so there's no shortage of interviews. But what I'm finding is that basically, no matter who's interviewing him, or with a lot of these doctors, no matter who interviews them or what they're saying, it's the same message over and over and over. That's one thing I liked about Dr. Westman, is that he never says anything unless there are random controlled trials to back it up. Those are the gold standard in research these days, because they don't count on you saying, oh, I think I ate this today, I think I ate that a week ago, I think I ate that for 20 years, and now I have cancer. No, these actually, I have a shadow on my face. I guess it's from those slatted things there. Well, if I turn that way, you're going to get the sun. Let me stand right here. But, and then I'm not in the sun at all. Okay. Random controlled trials are very controlled. They're generally in labs or prisons or mental hospitals where you can control what you feed people. They can't do so many of those institutional ones anymore because it's considered cruel and unusual punishment or something to make people healthy. But that, in this group I'm in, Dr. Westman does a live video on Facebook, only for the group members, every Monday night. And Amy Berger, who helped co-write his latest book called End Your Carb Confusion by Dr. Westman, Dr. Eric C. Westman, and Amy Berger, End Your Carb Confusion. You can find it anywhere just about. And she does a live video in the Facebook group on Wednesday, and she's a certified nutrition scientist. So she answers all the food-related questions. He answers all the keto-related questions. In fact, Dr. Westman will not even really talk about carnivore because there's not enough random controlled trials to say if it's effective or not. I mean, there's gazillion people, even doctors, that have done it for decades or more. But Dr. Westman wants a scientific, clinically proven trial, numerous ones, before he'll even make a comment on it. I love that about him. So artificial sweeteners is one thing he won't make a real comment on because there haven't been enough trials to see how they affect blood glucose. So Verda has not really made a statement on whether to use artificial sweeteners or not. I have been drinking some diet drinks while I've been on Verda. And Dr. Westman gives that the green light. Dr. Mabry's not so sure about it. But I think Dr. Westman's approach is really to use it as a bridge. If you can't just cut out sugar plain off and you need something sweet tasting, go ahead and use the artificial sweetener in minimal quantities, because on Dr. Westman's plan, he wants to keep the carbs under 20 grams per day. Verda allows 30 grams per day. Other internet gurus can allow 50, 100, 150. But Dr. Westman says his is prescription strength keto, and a lot of the other is internet keto. And if you haven't ever had a pain pill prescribed by a doctor, that Tylenol is not the Tylenol you buy over the counter. Dr. Westman's Keto Made Simple is not the keto you hear about on YouTube or over the internet unless you're talking or listening to him. Sorry, I was in the pool a little earlier. My eye keeps itching. The water's still not very warm, but at 80 some degrees out here, it's not bad. So Dr. Westman is a legend in the field. Like I say, he's been in clinic and in practice for a solid 20 years, only dealing with obesity and using a keto diet as medicine. So they have narrowed it down to the bare minimum. He has a thing called Page 4, which you can find and buy on sites on the internet, that list his allowed foods. I'm not going to go over it because that's proprietary, but let's just say in many areas it is stricter than Verda, in others it is less strict. Like one of the main changes with him, or I'm going to go over two main changes. With Dr. Westman, you can have as much protein as you want. Instead, he said he would rather you overeat on things on his list than cheat with carbs. But one thing he also says that kind of directly contradicts Verda, and let me bring it in here. Verda is medical keto. Dr. Westman is prescription keto. Verta is medically supervised. Dr. Westman, with a group of 700 people like I'm in, cannot personally supervise any of us. He has his whole patient base, and he does this on the side. So no, he is not medically supervising any of us. But I do have medical supervision through another group that has slightly less guidelines, but if they say keep it under 30 and you keep it under 20, they're not going to be upset. So the main thing I've learned from Keto Made Simple over the past week to 8 days I've been involved with it is, as long as you keep the carbs under 20 grams a day, everything else will balance itself out. Yeah, that's strict, that's tough, and a lot of you probably don't need it that low. Most of the people in this group are morbidly obese, have anywhere in excess of 80 pounds to lose, have tried every diet under the sun, lost weight, gained weight, the yo-yo, roller coaster, whatever you want to call it. But I am enjoying the freedom. Well, I had a lot of freedom when I went to Verta. I had a lot of freedom when I went to Carnivore. And so the freedom of not having to measure anything, of not having to record anything. You don't have to have any tracking apps. You don't have to write down any food, as long as you stick to his list and keep the carbs under 20 grams per day, which automatically happens if you stick to his list. Like I say, his list, you can find it on the web either under Dr. Westman's food list or page 4. And if you buy his books or subscribe to his classes, it's included in that, so they don't really want us giving it out free of charge. Even a doctor needs to make money outside the practice, I guess, and he deserves it because he's done a lot of work that's helped a lot of people. I think he's seen 8,000 in practice. So I told you a few videos ago, I might tell you something different later than I'm telling you today. Today is one of those days I'm telling you something slightly different than I've told you in the past. It's not because anything I said in the past was wrong. It's just that I'm evolving as I learn more about this way of eating. And I think I will continue to evolve, and I will continue to change things. And you will too when you get into it. You'll find you like some things, you find you don't like some things, you find some things are a pain to do, some things are easy to do. Here's a tip I'll give you out of our group that one of the staff said. They said that they always keep hamburger patties cooked and ready at the front of the fridge. So when they open the fridge looking for something to eat, there's always a already cooked hamburger patty there. So they can nibble on that, and generally the urge for whatever they were urging goes away. So that's my tip for today, is keep some keto friendly, Verta friendly, Dr. Westman friendly, your life friendly food that you like and can eat. Hard-boiled eggs is a lot of people's go-to. Egg salad is some people's. Celery with cream cheese, maybe other people's. I think I've got 3 hamburgers down here I'm going to cook once the chicken gets a little more done. I'm going to put them on and have them at the front of my fridge. I think 8 leg quarters and 3 quarter-pound hamburger patties might be enough to get me through the whole week with only cooking breakfast the rest of the week. For breakfast, I usually have about 2 to 3 farm fresh eggs or store-bought eggs, whatever you can get. 1 ounce to 2 ounces of heavy whipping cream, which is another thing Dr. Westman restricts. On Verta, they want you to add 1 ounce of fat to every meal. Dr. Westman says no more than 2 ounces of cream per day, no more than 4 ounces of cheese per day. Hence the reason I'm switching to chicken and some other things. And he doesn't care the quality of the meat. And really on this diet, you don't have to worry about the quality of the meat. Buy what you can afford, buy what you like. Make sure it has no carbs. You can even eat hot dogs and Spam if you like. I eat a lot of Aldi's brand of Spam. It's called Brookdale Luncheon Meat because it's fairly high in fat. And if you eat meat, real meat, you don't have to buy organic, you don't have to buy natural or whatever. Just get whatever you can afford and what you like. And as long as you keep the carbs low, you will lose weight. Do it for at least 3 weeks to a month and then tell me what you think. So yes, things are changing a little, and I'm going to kind of wrap this up so I can watch the chicken a little closer. But I wanted to tell you there's a big change coming. in the way I am approaching this. Not a big change, just a tightening of the screws and a trimming of the sail so I get straight back on course. I did gain 4 pounds while I was on the 2 weeks in Branson, and I think I'm down. I think I've already lost like 3 pounds by getting back on this course the day I left up there. So yeah, even when you're on a good trajectory, something can knock you off. But boy, did I learn that just a few days of excessive carbs can mess up your ketosis for a week. Last night was the first night I got back into ketosis from the 15th of April when I left here. So that was actually too long to be out of ketosis, too long for a cheat, holiday, birthday, whatever. But I'm back in it now, and I'm planning to stay in it. So thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting, and even sharing this on your YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you can add a link to a video. And I'd love if more people were on this channel, because I'm about to really get into some heavy-duty stuff and probably change my approach, because I've realized that all the friends that are going to join me have already joined me. So now I can just let people have it. The honest to goodness truth. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a great night. Happy Mother's Day again. Bye-bye.